Hope everybody's doing fantastic today on this Saturday. Now, when it comes to college basketball, right, I know we've taken a little bit of a break here, but down the stretch, there are two candidates that are in play for the Wooden Award, the most prestigious award in college basketball. Their names are Johni Broome and Cooper Flagg. You probably know them if you're a college basketball fan, but let me explain a little bit about these two. Disclaimer, this race does not have a clear frontrunner. In the past, with Zach Edey, even though Dalton Connect had an insane year last year, we kind of all knew who it was going to be. But right now, I personally have no idea who it's going to be. I have an opinion, but I could be swayed either way. So what I want you to do is I'm going to put a poll down, and you're going to leave a comment telling me who deserves the Wooden Award, Johni Broome or Cooper Flagg. Or if you think that Walter Clayton Jr. deserves the award. I don't know why you'd think that, but hey, you can make the argument either way. But I don't know. Johni Broome plays for Auburn. He's a forward, kind of a center, power forward type guy, and he's amazing. Both these guys are amazing to watch, but Johni Broome, fifth-year senior, transferred to Auburn after 2 years at Morehead State, where he was a bucket as well. I think he was the OVC Player of the Year or something like that there. Comes over to Auburn, kind of just picks up where he left off. He's been getting better and better every year. Auburn's the number one team in the country. Then we got Cooper Flagg, the blue chip prospect, 17 years old to start the season. He's insane. Probably the best college basketball prospect since Zion Williamson. In my opinion, he's better than Zion Williamson. Incredible watch. Love watching him play. He's going to bring Duke very far, and he's going to have a very successful NBA career. So let's compare the two, because this is about as even as a race as I've seen being a college basketball fan. Johni Broome versus Cooper Flagg. I've watched many college basketball media sites. Both of them, all of them have told me different things, right? So there's no true consensus, I feel like. ESPN tells me one thing, and then, another site tells me another. It's very tough to get a hand on. So I'm just going to crunch the numbers and the relevant facts a little bit, and then you are going to decide and maybe give me an opinion of my own. So we got Johni Broome first, averaging 18, 11, 3.4 assists, and 2.6 blocks. He's an incredible defender. Flagg is an incredible defender as well, but Johni Broome is better in terms of blocks. Cooper is averaging more points. All right, Cooper's averaging more points, less rebounds. Kind of plays the 3, sometimes the 4, sometimes the 2, depending on who Duke has out on the court. But Cooper Flagg, magnificent stats. Both of these guys play on very good teams. Johni Broome plays on Auburn, who is number 2 on KenPom. And Cooper Flagg plays on Duke, number 1 on KenPom. Both of these teams will likely be in the race for the Final Four in March. Evan Mia has an awesome site. I unfortunately don't have a subscription. If you would like to hit me up with one, I would love that, but that's probably not going to come right now. So I just use the free version of his website, which gives you the top 10 best players in college basketball, pretty much based on his analytical opinions. And Cooper Flagg is number 1 on Evan Mia's most valuable players, and Johni Broome is number 2. Now we're going to get into some differences between the two, right? These don't really make them a better player, or I'm just trying to see how the Wooden Watch Committee will weigh these two factors. I have an X next here, but who knows? This might be a good thing. Johni Broome is 22. He may seem a little older than that, but he's actually older, like a little less than a month older than I am. So, hey, we're both old Johni, I guess, but he still has a bright future. Not really that old, but 22. He's in his 5th year of college. He's been playing for a long time, and he's been hurt a little bit this season. And all these things may affect his chances of winning. Cooper Flagg, on the other hand, is a generational freshman talent. And just like when they gave the award to Zion, I feel as if they'd want to give it to the flashier name. The last 3 winners have been Zach Edey, and Oscar Tshiebwe, none of whom were very flashy players that are lighting it up in the NBA. Not saying those 2 guys won't be good NBA players in the future, but you get the point. Johni Broome has been clutch down the stretch. Every single time I watch Johni Broome, he turns it up in the second half. I just put an example in the Maui Invitational game. He was so clutch. He had that tip in to win the game against Iowa State, which might end up being one of their best wins of the season. In the second half of this game today against Georgia, he went crazy, ended up finishing with 31 points. And Cooper Flagg, although he has been phenomenal in the second half, don't get me wrong, his Duke team, A, has played a little worse competition. The ACC is not as good as the SEC. And B, I can account for at least 2 games, maybe 3, the Kentucky game and the Clemson game, where they ISO'd Cooper Flagg down the stretch and he turned the ball over on pretty much the last possession of the game. I think one time he got ripped by Otega Owe, and then the Clemson game, he just slipped. So Cooper Flagg has not been as clutch down the stretch as Johni Broome has. So 2 things that the committee may weigh. Not saying Cooper Flagg won't be clutch. I could very much see him bouncing back and hitting a clutch shot. And he has hit clutch shots. But I'm just saying, as far as like the moments you remember the most, Johni Broome has got that. Kind of like the Heisman moment. But I think the ultimate factor will just be determining, like, will you give the Wooden Award to someone who goes to Auburn, or will you give it to somebody who goes to Duke? Duke, obviously, being the more storied program, has more Wooden Award winners. Auburn, kind of new on the scene as far as, I'm not just disrespecting Auburn's pedigree, but I feel as if they're not necessarily considered a blue blood. So I'll be curious to see how Johni Broome and Cooper Flagg perform down the stretch of this regular season and into their conference tournaments. I'm not sure if the NCAA tournament matters as far as Wooden Watch. My instinct is no. But just like the Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen, both guys are deserving of the Wooden Award, in my opinion. I love watching both these guys play, and it's going to be a tough decision for this Wooden Award. Who's it going to go to? Is it going to go to the battle-tested fifth-year senior who has been through a lot, or is it going to go to the 18-year-old phenom who has taken the college basketball world by storm? So leave a comment, or I'm going to post a poll on our channel about who should win the Wooden Award. So please go vote on that, and we'll see what y'all think in this community. All right, be safe.